Hello and welcome to the St Kilda and Bayside report for the end of 2013 in December. My name is Gary Peer.
And I'm Jeremy Rosens.
And what a big finish to the year, Mr. Rosens.
Huge,
all happened, and I think
quarter.
we can talk a little bit about what's going on, what has happened, some of our feature sales, and maybe some predictions for the new year.
I think what we should talk about first, Gary, is where we are, because we are situated here in the bar and it's kind of like an outside lobby almost.
Atrium, isn't it?
Atrium, I think, is the correct enunciation there.
Atrium. Depends on which side of Chapel Street you're from, I guess.
Correct. We're from the St Kilda side, just to let you know. We're here at Circa in St Kilda, an icon of St Kilda, a beautiful restaurant here. I think we had our end of year function here for St Kilda here last year.
Yeah. Got the pool on the top deck here.
Yes.
A lovely cafe and restaurant, and it's very iconically St Kilda, isn't it? A bit of a nightclub scene here as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I
Prince
can't
of Wales
confirm
Hotel.
or deny.
You won't. You can, but you won't.
I will not.
Let's talk about some of our sales, Mr. Roses. What do you got for us? Because last time we spoke on the St Kilda and Bayside report, we discussed a couple of properties. Why don't we talk about what happened?
Some big sales.
Yep.
We had 5 Elmer Place, again, a beautiful St Kilda property. This was the most superbly renovated one of a pair.
It took a bit longer to sell than expected.
A little bit longer, but alas, we got there in the end. We got a great result. It is undisclosed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But again, it was one of those single-fronted houses that has sold well in excess of $1 million.
Yes, that's for sure.
Which leads a perfect segue to the next sale in Lock Avenue in East St Kilda.
Now, I think the price is undisclosed, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
is undisclosed.
Which is a shame, because it's a record, I reckon.
I think we could confirm rough numbers. Okay. I believe we could say that it was sold in excess of $1.4 million. We now have.
Okay.
And congratulations to the vendors and Nikki Janova, who's been working with those people for a number of years. Yes. And just a superb result, a great auction too, exciting stuff.
Now, how's she going, Nikki Janova?
She's had one of her, if not her best year in real estate, flourishing in this St Kilda marketplace.
Yes.
She just keeps going from strength to strength, as has most of the people in the team. Limor Herskovich also had her best year in terms of volume and sales.
Best month ever, I think.
Best month as well.
Best year, best month, so it's all
possibly
happening.
Even the best weekend just gone.
Yep, sold many millions of dollars.
We can talk about one of them. In fact, we can't talk about many of them because a lot of them were undisclosed and still pending.
No, that's right.
They've been sold, and I think she was part of something like $4 million worth of sales on this weekend.
Well done, this weekend alone. Fantastic, well done. And one of her sales, of course, was the property in Bickham's Court, which was passed in, and the price is undisclosed, but north of $2 million. I think we can say that.
I think you can.
Very safely. Last weekend we had some great results, some good auctions, some big sales. This weekend, well, of course, it's a bit quiet, isn't it? We've got a property in Alexander Street that we're bringing to the market.
We have on Wednesday,
that's on
Wednesday. I think it is, which is a great development site, a sort of a duplex side by side on a beautiful block of land.
Yep.
Development opportunity, if I'm not mistaken there, Gary.
And then that's it for the auctions for the year, just about, Mr. Rosens. It's all over and we start next year. We've got some exciting
I'm not
offerings.
sure that it's all over. I'm not sure. I mean, we don't have any more auctions, but I think there's going to be a number of sales that will be made in this late December, early January time, because there's a lot of stock still left, although most of it's still sold, but I think there'll be a lot more activity than what there has been in years previous.
Well, last weekend's clearance rate was 88.5%. We sold 14 out of 16, so that was fantastic across the group, and of course that compares to an industry clearance rate of 67%. So we were, I think, in percentage terms, about 33% ahead of the industry. So
you mentioned a stat there, and you talked about it being a company stat.
Yes.
I'm wondering, Gary, where were you on Saturday? Because I know where I was.
I was out and about on Saturday. I did see you at one or two auctions, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I did pretty well.
Because I believe the St Kilda team pretty much held the whole award-winning company on its shoulders for most of the day 100%
Saturday. Clearance rate on Saturday. Well done. All sold. So a great day for Mr. Rosens and the team. 2014, we've got some good offerings, some good volume. It's going to be an exciting time for buyers and vendors alike, because vendors are getting great results, lots of intensity of bidding, and on the buyer side, well, there's going to be some good choice.
There's a couple I want to talk about, Gary, because we've already got a full book for February 2014, and moving on into March. But I've got two places that I think are going to be superb and really well inspected.
Full book? Hang on, does that mean we can't get anybody else in?
No. I'm going to get a bigger book. That's just to fill it up a bit more. Good. So we're at present a full book, but we'll have a bigger book. Albert Park. Our love affair with Albert Park will continue next year.
Yes, indeed.
Because we have the most superb offering at 75 Mill Street in Albert Park. Beautiful position. Some of Melbourne's best real estate here, Gary. We've got an unrenovated 2-bedroom semi-detached home.
Fantastic.
The most superb facade, corner location. this will be a ripper.
That's a beautifully sought after location.
Indeed,
A great suburb. And what else is happening, Mr. Rose?
I have also in the apartment market. This is a bit of a unique offering here. We've got in the Lux building on top of Mr. Wolf, a Neo Metro development, a beauty, this one, a little bit further up the road from our office. This is the most ridiculous apartment that you'll ever see, whether it's work, whether you want to use it for retail space or whether you want to
How big is it? How many
live
bedrooms
there. It is a big warehouse style, so it's one bedroom, could be two. There's so much space. This is the coolest bachelor pad that you will find in the heart of St Kilda.
We don't have any photos yet.
We don't have photos. We haven't gone in there to take photos. We haven't finalised price other than to say that it will be somewhere between 7 and 9. I think it's as broad as I can be,
We'll have
but
to
it's
tighten
a
up
ripper.
our price
We
quite a
will.
bit
We
to
will
comply with legislation, but that's the broad band of where we expect it may end up being priced.
Unit 12 at 9 to 15 Inkerman Street, St Kilda.
Perhaps
for the
we
viewers.
should be having our next St Kilda Bayside report from there. What
We
do you
may
think?
do that.
There you go.
We may do that.
Stay tuned. The price, the year I should say in review. Do we think we saw prices increase?
It was a great
How
year.
much by, you reckon?
We battened down the hatches early on in the year, but things got a little bit rosy, a little bit sunnier toward the midpoint of the year, and the end, the finish to the year has been very strong. Volume finally, we've seen volume come back to the market by 5 to 10%, and also clearance rates and prices, I think, have probably moved anywhere from 10, 12% across
from the
all
start to now,
marketplaces.
to the end.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly has been a perfect storm because there was not much supply and probably not much demand either, really, or a bit of demand. But then, of course, at the start of the year, buyers started getting engaged in the market and getting confidence back. Some properties came on, and then the flood came and the run came, and of course we found a very, very strong winter. But then in spring, the big numbers started coming through, and we wondered how it was going to work, but in terms of whether all those big numbers were going to still get that intensity of bidding and competition, but it
still did. It still did
right up to the most recent weekend where we had many auctions with many bidders, so it still is strong out there. So I guess if you're a buyer, you really want to jump in because the prices seem to be moving north, and you're going to have that opportunity in the new year, if not before. You're going to have that opportunity in February and March, and if you're a seller, well, you can take advantage of the competition. So it is a very exciting time in real estate after a couple of years that weren't so exciting.
I wouldn't say it was dormant, but it was tough.
It's
it was
quite
tough.
tough.
We're looking forward to a big 2014. The team has marginally grown over the last couple of weeks. We've just put on a new salesperson, Jake Lisner, who we're expecting some pretty big things and already has proven to be quite the package. We talked about him being the #1 draft pick, so he's come through and he started last week.
And a bit of a Rove McManus lookalike, I don't mind saying.
I've heard whispers of it. I'm not sure if I entirely agree. I think he's better looking than Rose McManus.
Oh, isn't that lovely of you? Our biggest sale in recent times? You want
Our
to talk
biggest
about
sale, we had Nikki Janova, just again a superb sale in Sidwell Avenue in St Kilda East. I'm not sure whether we can mention the price other than to say that it was
towards $3 million, wasn't it?
It was just
towards
shy of $3 million, and we've had really great success in the last probably 2 to 3 months of a lot of these top end sales. Anything north of $2 million, I think we've made in excess of 5 or 6 of these sales.
The property that we talked about in Los Angeles Court, now sold?
It has now sold, again undisclosed, but I can say in excess of $1.6 million. Beautiful real estate there in Ripponlea, a suburb that doesn't get talked about a lot. A little postage stamp of a suburb.
It is, but a good suburb, well located, isn't it? That's for sure. So it's all happening. The St Kilda and Bayside area is alive. It's summer. The beach
is here.
Full.
Summer
the
is
sun
here.
is shining. The sea is glistening, if I could say that.
I think the sun is glistening off the sea. Is what you're trying to say.
Fair enough. English was never my strength, was it really?
No, but here we are in the atrium anyway.
The atrium.
Otherwise known as the atrium.
We're looking forward to bringing you all the news of 2014. Everything that's happening in St Kilda and Bayside, Mr. Rosens is keeping a close watch on the market and will continue to keep you informed while I badger and get all the info out of him. We're looking forward to seeing you in the new year, wishing you a fantastic close and festive season to 2013 and a happy and healthy 2014.
Before we do go, I just want to thank everyone for watching the whole year, for everyone who's helped us through the year, who's given us their business, their homes, bought from us. Thank you for your support. Hope you have a great holiday season. We look forward to catching up with you early in the new year 2014. Enjoy the break.
See you next year. Bye.